So for this one, what we're going to do is chicken, bell peppers and sweet chili sauce. It's very, very simple method. I'm using chicken and bell peppers. You could be adding mushrooms to this, broccoli or something like that. Easy. Okay, so we've got one large chicken breast there. No skin, no bone. Cut that into nice thin strips. 1 cup of onion, 1 cup of green onions. What would that be? Cup and a half maybe of bell peppers. I've used 3 different colors there. Again, cut them into nice strips. 4 tablespoons there of sweet chili sauce. Tablespoon of garlic, tablespoon of ginger, hot oil, salt and pepper. Bang, it's done. So you're going to need a wok or a frying pan or something like that. Now get it on high heat. We're going to do this whole thing on maximum heat. That's just heating up. I'm going to put some oil in. I'm using a sesame oil. You can use a different oil if you want, but sesame seed oil gives it a lovely nutty flavor. We're going to start off by dropping in our garlic and our ginger. And our onion. And our chicken. So high heat, 4 minutes, keep it moving. We'll have this done in absolutely no time. Okay, that's 4 minutes. It's nearly cooked, the chicken, because it's cut nice and thin. What we're going to do now is add some salt and black pepper. Just give that a little mix. Keep it moving. Then we're going to add our bell peppers for a nice bit of colour. And of course you could be doing this with broccoli, couldn't you, or mushrooms, whatever you want. And we're going to go for another 3 minutes high heat. So if you wanted, you could add a little bit of soy in here, a little soy sauce or some fish sauce maybe like that. For me, I'm just going to go with our sweet chili sauce. We're going to add our green onions. I'm going to throw that around in the pan for 2 more minutes and this is done. Beautiful. And there you go, nice easy method just with that sweet chili sauce, ginger and garlic. So simple. So for this one, we're going to do some fish. We're going to cook this fish in hoisin sauce. Very, very, very simple. So what we have here is some dory fish. It's frozen dory fish. I've got 3 fillets of it. You know, they're about that size each. Defrosted it by putting it into some cold water and leaving it. Then got a tea towel, pressed on it and got as much water out as I can and cut it into fairly chunky pieces. We're simply going to flour it with a little bit of seasoning. So I've got about 6 or 7 tablespoons of plain flour, teaspoon of salt and pepper. And if you want, like I'm going to put in a nice teaspoon of 5 spice powder. You don't have to use that. It does give it a nice flavor, but if you don't have it, just go with salt and pepper. Give that a little mix. And then piece of fish, in it goes. Pat it down like that. Shake it off. We're going to go and fry that. Let me do the rest. Okay, so here we are at the cooker. Look, there's the fish that we've just coated with the flour, seasoned. Now, discard all the rest of the flour. You can't use it for anything else. Oil. I'm going to deep fry mine. You can shallow fry it if you want. I've got a corn oil that I'm using. You could use a different type of oil if you want. Let's just see that's nice and hot. In it goes. Now it's really thin and quite delicate, this fish, so it will cook very quickly. And the reason we're frying it first is because if we just put it in the pan, like I said, it's so delicate it will just fall apart. So in it goes. Probably going to do this in 2 batches for the amount that I've got. About 4 to 5 minutes only. Okay, so you can see our fish there. I've just put that onto some paper towel, kitchen towel, whatever you call it, just to get any excess oil off. So that's done, we can move on. Okay, so there's our fish ready. Then I've got 1 cup of green beans, 1 cup of onion, 1 tablespoon garlic, 1 tablespoon ginger, and here I've got 3 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. Let's go. So back at the wok, got some oil in there. I'm using corn oil again. If you want, you could use some sesame oil. I'm just going corn this time. Hot, that is on maximum heat. Let's go. So we're going to start off by dropping in the cup of onion, the green beans, and the tablespoon each of garlic and ginger. 3 minutes, keep it moving. Okay, that's just 3 minutes. Got our lovely main ingredients in there. I'm going to be adding some salt, some black pepper. We're now going to get back in our fried fish. If you want soy sauce, if you want oyster sauce, we're going with hoisin sauce. To that we're going to add a little bit of water, or if you want you could add some cooking sherry or something like that. Now gently does it, the fish is quite delicate still. 3 minutes, job done. So I've just topped that off with a few sesame seeds. Lovely fish with hoisin sauce. So easy. Okay, so we're going to make some really easy, sweet and sour pork. Bit of a classic, this one, isn't it? So what I've got here is 500 grams, or just about a pound of belly pork. And as you can see, I've cut that into kind of nice bite-sized pieces. We're going to get started with this first because we need to cook it, render it out a little bit. So I've got my wok here and I've got a little bit of oil. You don't want too much oil in there, just so it doesn't all stick to the pan, because we're hopefully going to get quite a lot of oil out of this. We're on a medium heat. We're going to drop in our belly pork. Some salt and some black pepper. Now if you wanted, you could put something like 5 spice in here or something, you know, just to kind of give it a bit of flavour there. So medium heat, we're going to cook this for about 6 minutes. And as you can see, or as you may know with belly pork, there's a lot of fat on it. Hopefully we're going to cook that out and we can drain some of it off. We'll have this sweet and sour done in no time. Okay, so that was about 5 or 6 minutes. Off goes the heat, and you can see it's rendered out quite a lot of fat. What we're going to do is we're going to separate the pork from the fat, set the pork aside, and then we can move on, get it all together. Okay, so our pork is ready, as you saw. Then we've got 1 cup white onion, 1 cup of mixed bell peppers, about 3 or 4 tablespoons of tomato ketchup, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, a tablespoon of light soy, tablespoon garlic, tablespoon ginger. Let's go. So we're back in the wok. I've got some oil in there. We're going to start by adding the garlic and the ginger. Just let it do its thing for a few seconds in there. Then we're going to go back in with the pork. I'm going to add black pepper, but I'm not going to add salt because the soy is quite salty for me. We're going to go just for 3 minutes, high heat, keep it moving. Now that 1 cup of chunky cut white onion and the 1 cup of bell peppers, cut roughly the same size. And again, 2 to 3 more minutes, high heat, stirring away. So we've still got a nice crunch on both the onion and the bell pepper, which is what we want. Okay, now we're going to go in with that vinegar, the soy sauce, and the ketchup. You can use sugar, you can use honey. I think this is a nice, quick, easy little combo. We're going to add a touch of water, not too much at all. And then keep it on the high heat, 3 or 4 more minutes. We're done. And there you have it. Really simple version, sweet and sour pork. Delicious. Beef broccoli, delicious. Okay then, so here we go. We've got some beef here. I've cut it nice and thin into strips, and broccoli. I've got in volume about the same. So I've got 2 cups or so of broccoli, and there's about 500 or 600 grams of beef. 1 cup of onions, 2 tablespoons of ginger, tablespoon of garlic, couple of star anise, and then here equal parts 3 tablespoons soy sauce, oyster sauce. Let's get moving. Okay, so I've got my frying pan or wok or something like that you're gonna need. I've got some oil in there. I'm using a corn oil. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start off by dropping in the beef. Now, this is not a massively fantastic cut of beef. It's more of a stewing beef. So the process we're going to go through now is going to tenderize this meat. If you've got a fantastic, steak or something like a nice sirloin or a rump steak that you've just sliced up, you can skip this stage. What we're going to do is we're going to fry this on an above medium heat just for about 4 minutes. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add water to it and boil the water out, evaporate it out, and that's going to give it a real chance of being super soft, and it works every time. Okay, so we've got a little bit of colour onto the meat. We're now going to add a nice big pinch of black pepper, a much smaller amount of salt, and the reason we're going to use a small amount of salt is because we're going to be adding soy and oyster sauce, which are both salty. Those couple of star anise, get them in now. They add a beautiful flavour, of course. Then we're just going to get some water. You could use stock if you want, but I'm just going to go with some water. This is cold water. We're now going to go to maximum heat, and I want you to boil that out. Just boil it until it becomes dry. Not completely dry, but you want to get rid of about 95% of it. And the steaming out is really going to make our beef beautiful. Probably going to take about 10 minutes. Okay, so yeah, it's about 10 minutes. It's boiled out. You've really done yourself a big favour there, I'm telling you. Okay, that garlic and the ginger. 2 tablespoons of garlic, 2 tablespoons of ginger, 1 tablespoon of garlic, excuse me. 1 cup of onions, sliced. I'm going to go for about another 4 minutes, staying on this high heat now. Fabulous. We're now going to get in our broccoli, including that little one that tried to get away. We're going to add the soy. I'm using a dark soy and the oyster sauce, equal amounts. and then a little splash of water. And depending on how you like your broccoli, I don't mind mine with a nice crunch on it, is how long you're going to cook this for now. Staying again on the high heat and stirring all the time. I'm going to go just for about another 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, I'm happy about there. Like I say, that's got a nice crunch on it, that broccoli, but that's how I like it. Steaming hot, straight from the wok. Just put a few sesame seeds on the top. If you wanted, you can get some green onions or scallions or spring onions, whatever you call them, on there. But perfect, nice and easy, beautifully tender.